My cat Faye was stung by a bee in her mouth, and communicating with her telepathically may have saved her life. I have a little garden in my house for my cats and my dog. When it's sunny, they're all out there soaking up the sun, and my cats are chasing bugs. And I'm always nervous about the bees. About a week or so ago, I saw them like chasing stuff, and I saw that she was looking at something in the grass. She must have chomped down on one and got stung in the mouth. And I saw her chomping on something and then immediately like projectile vomited. And I thought, oh God, she got stung by a bee. I was wrapping up an animal communication session I was doing, and then I went to check on her. She just kept going like, and like this weird sneezing thing, and she kept rubbing her nose, and I was like, she definitely got stung by a bee in the mouth. And I start freaking out, and I'm like, oh my God, like her nose passages, her throat could close up and she'll go into anaphylactic shock, and like I have to get her to the vet now. I didn't communicate with her like, do you need to go to the vet? I was like, we have to go to the vet. Got her into the case. I don't have a car, so I called an Uber Pet. I go out into the street. I live on a very busy street, and she somehow managed to escape her carrier, and she booked it where there's a ton of cars parked. Luckily, she went towards a street that's safer than the opposite direction, and I found her under a car. She was petrified. Her face was swollen. She would not come to me, and this cat is so food motivated. I took out wet food, her favorite treat. She like was frozen and she wouldn't move, and I couldn't get to her under the car. I started communicating with her. At that point, I just felt like she didn't need to go to the vet. So I told her, Faye, I'm so afraid of you getting lost or you getting hit by a car, and I just need you to get safely back in the house, and we won't go to the vet. If you just move to the side of the car so I can get you, I promise I'll put you in the carrier just to go back home, and you won't go to the vet. I was out there for a good 20 minutes talking with her. I got the sense from her that she was like, this is not a veterinary situation. I'm gonna be fine. I don't wanna go to the vet. And so I feel like all that happened so that she didn't have to go to the vet. She ended up moving to the side of the car so I could manage to grab her, and I just monitored her vigorously for like the next 2 hours after that, and the swelling seemed to be going down. She was fine. The next day, all the swelling was gone and she didn't have to go to the vet. It wasn't so much that I was receiving messages from her because I was freaking out, but I was talking to her very clearly the whole time. And I was like, if you let me get you, I promise we won't go to the vet. I'll bring you back inside the house. It'll be like it never happened. It's really dangerous out here. My cat previously was hit by a car, and so I was having flashbacks. And I just told her, like, I'm so worried about your safety. I don't want you to get lost. I know you're scared. And I just was literally like talking to her. So in an emergency situation, even if you aren't confident in your abilities to receive messages from the animals, communicate. Say everything that's happening to get them to make a choice that could either better them or save their lives.